Hi all, this day the Chessable Masters start. It's an online tournament, part of the Magnus Carlsen Chess Tour, taking place from today until July 5. It's an incredibly strong tournament divided into two groups of 6 players. And in the A group, we have Magnus Carlsen, the world champion, Hikaru Nakamura, Daniil Dubov, Alexander Grishuk, Vladislav Artemiev, and Hari Krishna. And in the B group, we have Fabiano Caruana, Ding Liren, Jan Nepomniachtchi, Maxime Lavachée-Lagrave, Timur Radjabov, and Anish Giri. And currently, only a few games in Group A are played, and I wanted to take you to round 3. No, sorry, round 2, where Artemiev is taken on Dubov, and it's a very exciting game, and I am sure you will enjoy this one. So let's get this started. Um, Artemiev opens with knight to f3. We have d5, d4, knight to f6, and c4 with the queen's gambit. We have e6 by Dubov and e3. So the classical symmetrical variation. We have a6 by Dubov, b3, c5, and bishop d3. Knight to c6, bishop to b2, takes, and then queen to a5. A bit of a peculiar move. It's only been played once. Um, Far more common are moves like g6 or maybe bishop to e7. But Daniil Dubov decided to change it around a bit and played the queen to a5. And while you could play something like bishop to c3, um, uh, Artemiev opted for knight b to d2. So Dubov continues with bishop to a3. We have queen to c1 and takes on b2. And we have takes and takes on c4. It's a whole capture fest here. We have castles and castles and rook to b8. And the position is fairly equal. White controls the center and has his pieces really nice developed. The rooks are connected. And also we have to see that black still is a bit behind with the bishop still on c8 and the rooks are not connected. So currently white has a slight advantage. White plays knight to e4. We have takes and takes again in the center. And now bishop to d7, trying to develop the bishop and trying to get it to a good square. We have d5, takes and takes, and knight to e7. So both have now finished development. White pieces are looking strong, and this pawn is now a passed pawn, but it's also a target. So, can this be the winning for white, this passed pawn, or will it be an easy target for black to gobble it up? So we have knight to e5, now preventing the takes on d5 by attacking the bishop on d7. So we have the rook to d8 defending the bishop, and rook to d1 defending the pawn. We have knight to g6, and now knight to c4 attacking the queen. Queen goes back to d7, and rook 8 to c1, making use of this nice file. We have queen to f4, and now queen to d4 defending the bishop. We have f5, and now bishop to f3. Keeping an eye on this d5 pawn, because once it is black can no longer attack it, it will be a very strong weapon for white. Yeah. So queen takes, rook takes, and now b5, trying to get some counterplay in on the queen side. Black has here a majority, so that's very logical. We have knight to a5, and now knight to e5, centralizing the knight, and now d6. So white is now pushing up the pawn. We have rook to c8, and now rook to c7 even, putting more pressure on the side of black. We have bishop to e6, and even though it looks fine, actually this completely blunders the game for black. So can you spot the winning move played by Artemiev here in this position? I'll give you a few seconds. So the winning move and what Artemiev played was actually bishop to d5. And now suddenly it becomes very clear that this d6 pawn is starting to get a problem. For example, the game continued with bishop takes only move. If you try to maybe defend it, you can hear take and takes, and then you win the game. So Dubov takes, we have rook takes, and now we have knight to f7, and with knight to c6, actually the game ended here by resignation, or or the but it could be it was on time. He was very low on time as well, but I think it was by resignation. So why did he resign here? Well, basically you don't have any option. If you, for example, take the pawn, you get check here, yeah, and it's you fork and you win the rook. So that's not really an option. But if you, for example, maybe take the rook, you get pawn take, and now you could take here, but then white will get a queen. So if you not do that, you might play like this, and the game would continue something like this, with white getting a queen into the game. So yeah, it was it was this move, bishop to e6, which loses the game for Dubov. He also could have played just takes here on c7, and when white takes, just play rook c8, and this seems okay for black. Doesn't look pretty, but it just seems okay, and he might be able to hold with something like this, f4, knight g4, something like this. So yeah, that was round two. I'm sure we have many more exciting games to follow, and I will try to cover some more in the next few days. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I hope you like and subscribe my videos, and I'll see you in the next one.